Hello everybody and welcome back to Footsteps in the Past Laser Room. Today I'm going to show you the settings to cut 1/4 inch birch plywood. I'll show you what we have here, the piece I've already done at the Lord of the Rings wedding sign. But anyways, I'm going to try to show this to you on the side and you get a nice caramelized side. This is what we're looking for at the end. But you can see the plywood I'm using has a veneer on the top and the veneer on the bottom. You can see here, then this is actually a solid core. And it uses a soy-based adhesive, which is better than a urformaldehyde in exterior purposes. It's also better if we want to make a cake topper, something you can put into food, because who wants to put formaldehyde in their cake? Soy, much better. This is not a standard soy, but this is the new age stuff. Again, it's just under 1/4 inch. This is 5.2 millimeter plywood. My machine has a vacuum table, so it's going to pull this down flat. So what I like to do is turn off my vacuum, or turn off my fan, make sure there's no warps in my piece of plywood. I store my plywood very, very flat because it's very expensive to buy 60 sheets of plywood, and you don't want a single one of them to warp. So I like to bring it over there. I bring it about halfway up, and then we'll autofocus. Okay, first I want to note that I'm cutting with a 2.5 inch lens, opposed to your standard 2-inch lens. And I have an actual 80-watt tube. For those of you that buy the cheaper Chinese machines, this is a high-quality Chinese machine from Rabbit Laser USA. But anyways, a cheap laser machine that you buy off of various websites where I purchased my first couple of lasers. My first real good laser that I purchased, real good, was a Chinese machine, cheap Chinese machine. I paid like $2,500 for it, and it was an 80-watt tube. So what that meant was it maxed out at 80 watts. So you had to run it at 100% power to get 80 watts, which is really, really hard on your machine. So they're really selling you a tube that's ready for 60 watts that that clocks out at 80 watts. This is the Reese tube in here. Rabbit Laser puts in an 80-watt tube. It's actually a 90-watt tube that maxes out at 100. This mine maxes out at 102.5 watts, and they sold it to me as an 80-watt machine, which is to get 80 watts, you shouldn't have to run your machine at 100% power. I try to keep my machine at 65 watt or 65% power, less than 65% power. I can cut 1/2 inch plywood at 65% power and 7 millimeters a second on this machine with a 2.5 inch lens. Spindle cut, no double cuts, don't have to cut it, flip it, cut the other side. Spindle cuts. Spindle cut, my needs to cut spindle cut all the way through in one go. You don't have to go around twice. You focus to the top of the wood, top of the material, not to the center of the material, because how the laser beam works. Always to the top, never to the center. You'll get a better cut. You get a nice caramelized cut. So I run my machine at 65% power, 22 millimeters a second. I'm sure I can run faster. But I want to be able to cut through and have a perfect cut every time. I don't want to have to cut through and be crud. This didn't cut through all the way. I saved myself 2 minutes on the cut by cutting it at 25 millimeters a second instead of 22 millimeters a second. Or I'm running the life out of my nearly $1,000 laser tube that's in my machine by running at 90% or something high and crazy. There's no reason to run this that high. You want to keep it low. Nearly $1,000. I would rather keep it low, keep it respectably fast, 22 millimeters a second, which is pretty good. On the 1/4 inch, I can cut this entire piece out very ornately in probably 45 minutes. Well, the machine can, but I can with my settings. So let's come on in. I'll bring you in. I've already autofocused it. It's ready to go. I'll turn the light back on, and I'm going to show you rdworks from the computer, and then I'm going to send it to the machine, and I'm going to kind of explain just a little bit, touch base just a little tiny bit on the rdworks controller. Okay, guys, I don't have any of these cool things that go on my computer. I am a carpenter, and there's a little bit of a lot of this stuff. So this is rdworks. So I'm going to erase my last project, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm running rdworks 8.1.32. It's very, very common in Chinese machines. I've already ran cut 1. Now I'm going to run cut 2, which is actually, hey guy, Eddie, brass knuckles. This is an awesome sign. I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to assemble this. This is going to be an awesome sign. This guy is, actually I'm very proud of this. This is going to go over, I think he said it's like across the street from the Yankee Stadium in New York, so that's pretty cool. You guys are going to see me over by the Yankee Stadium for my product at the Brass Knuckles Tattoo Shop. So all of these pieces, when you first import them, every single one's separate. So you see I can click this one, it's loose. I can move it around. I don't want to move it around because I want it to be exactly like this, because I'm going to reuse this every second I can as a template to get his sign perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything. I'm going to come up to edit. I'm going to group. So now it is one piece. You see, and I'll center it. So now we're ready to cut. Normally, if you saw, I had a little waste over here, so normally it comes in ready to go. Again, this is cut. I have only black, so I'm only cutting 65% power, minimum 65% power, maximum at 22 millimeters a second. Download. I always save it as default. So yeah, there's already default on there, so I don't care. It's my last one. I have it saved on my computer if I need it. Now I'm going to send it. Sending. Woohoo! Successful. So now this file is on my laser's hard drive instead of my machine. I could have just clicked start and it would have just started cutting on my laser right now. But I like to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. I don't want to have to do the same thing over and over and over again, because that's counterintuitive. So let's go on over to the laser. Come over here to get into your the program that you want. You click File, and then Default. Here's our other ones. These are actually from Rabbit, from their test files, and you see it loading over here. So you just File, Enter on the select one that you want. You click the up and down arrows. Enter. I got my Brass Knuckles Tattoo Shop. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do my Brass Knuckles Tattoo Shop as an assembly sign because it's awesome. Again, 65% power, 22 millimeters a second. Okay, I can calculate how long this is going to take. Click File, Default. I've already downloaded it. I'm going to come over here to find out how long it's going to take. We click Work Time Preview. This can take some time. This particular cut's insane, so it's probably going to take a few minutes for this to calculate, and I'll come right back. Oh, nope, didn't. So this is going to take my machine at the settings that I have with how detailed it is, 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 41 seconds. Awesome. Okay, reloading it. Again, I shut my vacuum table off. I set up a nifty little switch over here so I can turn my fan on and off so it's not hooked into the back of my machine. I had my last machine almost caught on fire because I had it hooked into the back of the machine, so that's not good. So let's turn the fan. Okay, it's just done. It took it 1 hour, 22 minutes, and it's still returning home. 35 seconds. Oh, it was off. I think it said 44 seconds. So, not too bad actually. There's the cut. Awesome. Again, this is going to be across the street from the Yankee Stadium in New York. If you want to check out our work and get a tattoo while you're there, talk to Ed. They do really good work. Alright everybody, and here's the finished cut. This is 3 foot by 4 foot. It's going to be about a 3 foot by 4 foot sign. Oh, I wish I wasn't in your light. This is going to be, I'm going to show this sign being assembled. It is far more pieces than the barnyard sign that I assembled. Just this T alone, I don't know if you can see, but all these are individual pieces down into here. So the T alone is probably 10 pieces, maybe 20. I'm not sure. I haven't actually counted. Alright, thank you for staying to the end of the show. I promise to you, I'm going to give you guys a $5 off coupon code. Use 5, the number 5 basically. 5 off, thank you. Give you $5 off my website, footstepsinthepast.com, or our Etsy site. Just Google Footsteps in the Past and you'll find us. Looking forward to giving you guys an assembly video of this sign. This sign's going to be out by the Yankee Stadium, so it's pretty cool. Probably one of my most highest visible customers ever I've done so far. Alright, have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on the bottom if you have anything else you'd like to see or for me to do. Have a great day.